Hello everybody, welcome to my duck call series. I'm going to be doing a series on how to quack, how to feed call, etc. Depends on how many of you request them. I did some videos on how to quack and how to feed call in the past, and they went over very well, and I was probably 5 years younger than I am now, so I don't feel like I covered things the way that I should have, and I just wanted to retouch on things and so that maybe some of you new callers can pick up a little bit faster. Because I remember whenever I first started calling, I never really could find a video that really explained to me the way I found to explain it. And basically, I went through so many videos, so many forums on people saying say words through the call, say hoot and things like that of that nature, and it never worked out for me because you actually try to say a word into the call and it just sounds like it doesn't end up sounding like a quack should. So basically, how I can explain it to you is whenever you go to do a quack, this is what a quack's going to sound like. And if I turn that call around and do that exact same thing, so I'm using the air from my lungs instead of the air from my mouth. If you're gonna go and fog up a window, you're gonna bring air from your diaphragm, and it's gonna be that deep, the warm air, instead of just from your mouth. So you're going to want to use that air and then go to the back of the call. Practice this before you even go to the front, because you can fine-tune yourself with the back of the call and match how I sound or however you feel like it should sound. It should sound something like this. And I've pretty much, if I could relate it to a word, which I'm kind of against, it would be voot. And it's pretty much a vibration with deep air. That's all it is. You just vocalize it. Not like you're talking, but you just vibrate as you blow from your diaphragm. And so it should sound. And then in the back. And also, I'm using a double reed call, which for a beginner is going to be a lot more ideal to learn on. Single reed's a lot easier to squill out, and they just, in my experience, I would say for a beginner, a double reed is going to be a lot easier. And I highly recommend this RNT Alpha 2. This call has been like my favorite call that I've ever had. It has those fine-tuned duck sounds. It really can get nasty in the duck blind. And but whenever it comes to calling, you really need to do what works for you. Because whenever I was trying to put words into the call, I was saying like hoot. It works now that I know how to do it, but I've tried to tell people and they're like, because they try to emphasize that T, and that's not how it is. And all it is, like I said, I can't focus on it enough. If you just say that's a quack. And as far as your fingers, I've seen people do everything from open them all the way up to 1 finger, 2 fingers, 3 fingers. It just kind of depends on how you want the quack to sound. If you're trying to, another thing with duck calling is back pressure. A lot of calls have different types of back pressure. Some have more, some have less. And if you're wanting to do a really soft quack and if you know that it's not going to turn out well, like if I just open it up and try to do a real soft quack, it don't have that quality to it. But if I close my hand up, and then just lift the middle finger a little bit, it tunes that sound a lot better. And if you're wanting to do like a string of quacks, you can do an open and a close to close those notes off after. So it's just a lot of how when you're calling, what situation on if you use your hands and how you use your hands. But as far as the quack, you sit down before you even go to the front of the call. Turn it over and practice just coming from your lungs and doing that vibration, and that's how you can get it. I've taught every one of my friends how to duck call like this, and they've advanced a lot faster than I did. So just sit down, do that, and I promise you, you'll get it. And duck calls, a lot of people that have never done it before they're gonna think it's easy. They're just gonna be like, oh, it's like grunting a deer call. It's not like that. I've told a lot of people that aren't into it, duck calls are a lot like instruments. Whenever you get into stuff like the hell call, fast feeding calls, and you Cajun squeal, bouncing hen, that's things that it takes a lot of tongue discipline, a lot of air discipline, knowing your back pressures, and it it's honestly like trying to learn how to play an instrument. It's not to that extent, but it's a lot like an instrument in a way. So just sit down, go to the back of the call, foot, vibrate, diaphragm air, and that's what you should sound like in the end. So thanks for watching my video. I hope it helps you. If I could have seen a video like this whenever I was starting, I feel like it would have helped me a lot more. So I wanted to come out to you guys and help you on your path to being a successful duck caller and hunter. So hit the subscribe button. I'm going to be making videos based on what y'all want. I have all kind of different content. I'll be making a feed and call series or a feed and call video, and if you want to hear comeback call videos or greeting call videos, I'm open to doing that too. So y'all just let me know. I hope you enjoyed this. Something else that I failed to mention that I think that you should try and do instead of just kind of trying it for yourself is whenever you say "vut" into the back of the call, "vut, vut," that T is not a T. It's not emphasized like I was saying. It's not a "vut." Use your tongue to close off the note to the top of your mouth. So if this is your mouth and this is your tongue, whenever you go "vut, vut, vut," all that T is just lifting your tongue up to the top of your mouth and closing off that note. That's all it is. So whenever you go to the back of the call, don't try to say a T in it. Just lift your tongue up to the top of your mouth. You can almost see and hear my tongue go up. So that's all there is to it. I just didn't want anybody to get confused on the T's because that's what I got confused on. I tried to emphasize the T in the call. So just into the back. Just cutting those notes off with your tongue, and that's all there is to it.